Whenever I get really nervous, I always think of pop cultural things. I was always that kid who always, like, I was a kid when I was going to get a whooping or something, I got that smile whacked off because I couldn't help it. I just smiled. So I remember just sitting there by the tree. I'm like, okay, what's going on? And you know you are in trouble when people you don't like talk to you nicely, like try to talk you down from the building or something like that. And the ranger, who we didn't get along with very well, he starts going, "It's going to be all right, Jeff." I'm like, well, what needs to be all right? And then I hear him go, "Don't move." And just as he says that, I see this big proboscis come over the tree and start sniffing my head. And I am at this point filling my shorts. And then I see these tusks come up and actually start pushing against the tree. And I ran to the next tree and to the next tree and just sort of skirted my way around and tried to get into some very entangled vegetation till I felt it was okay, and the elephant sort of lost interest and wandered off. I was sort of shaken. I came out of the bushes, and there's the vehicle with all my brave colleagues sitting in it. And I was furious. I was electrified with excitement, and I was all these contrary emotions. And I walked up to the vehicle. I'm like, "What were you guys thinking? You can't do that." And they're like, "We're sorry. We didn't know what to do. It was our first elephant too." And so I'm like, "Well, were you at least rolling?" And they're like, "Oh my gosh, we got great footage." So we went back and set up our little camera thing and put the monitor up. We played. I'm like really excited. And what you see is you see me, and then you see a cameraman's feet going like this, like that. You see like a rosary or something there dangling from the mirror. You see elephant, alien abduction, something is happening. And that was my first elephant film we had ever filmed. And, I work with this cameraman named Pierce, who's one of my good friends. And, one of the requirements I have if you're a cameraman is that you have to have an incredibly good sense of art and thematics and the ability to pull a picture together, pull a scene together. Know the beginnings, the middles, the ends, the close-ups, the tight shots, the wide shots, all these things you need to tell a story. You have experience, and you need to be about 40 pounds overweight. And, a good example of how Pierce really comes in handy sometimes is that cheetah moment you saw with that cheetah. That cheetah came out. We were filming in Namibia, and so this cheetah just popped up, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, it's a cheetah." And I'm like, "Hey, hi, you must know my kitty at home," And I remember just sort of doing what make him think that I'm there, and he got up, and the cameraman is right like that, and I walk back, and I'm like, "Whoa, guy," and Pierce looks at me and goes, "Oh, Jeff, you can't outrun that cheetah."